What is up, my Fear the Walking Dead peeps? Welcome back to the Z-Man Show. This is Mike here, bringing you the breakdown for the Season 5, Episode 1 premiere, Fear the Walking Dead. It's called Here to Help. And guys, I wanted to be so excited for the season and see what we're getting into. I gotta be honest, and you're gonna hear it in my tone, and as we go through this breakdown for some of these scenes, I'm not fully feeling it. This setup, it's a little goofy, and I'm gonna get into why we feel this way. And make sure you guys, I want to hear some comments from you all to see what you thought about this premiere, and if you feel it hit home for you, and if you think that they're on a good start for the season and setting them up for their story. I mean, it wasn't awful. It's just I think there were some silly things, and I was noticing this back in season 4 that they were doing these little one-off things over continuity and just things that just weren't fully adding up, and just kind of make it stop for a second, being like, wait, what? And I mean, if people think other shows have poor writing, this one is starting to show, I think, a little bit in some of its material scenes. So anyways, let's get straight into it here. Let's talk about it. So we start off the episode with Max and Dylan. I was thinking this was a brother and sister combo. We haven't fully been able to tell exactly what it is, but I believe that's what's going on right here. Dylan is the young girl, and she's getting ready to shoot what looks to be a deer, and Max is trying to basically guide her through it when all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a plane friggin' flies in like a bat out of hell and crashes just, 50 yards or so behind them. Through all the wreckage and whatnot, as these two, mind you, they get to their feet and they're trying to see. You can totally tell this is amateur hour with these two, and I'm just trying to figure out, one, how are you guys still alive? I mean, just from the simple mistakes and things you're running into. I mean, at one point they had the rifle pointed right at the zombie and it like jams. Okay, I get the jam. He's fiddling with it like, oh, come on. And I'm like, this isn't building tension. This just feels stupid, right? And so they're not able to get the shot off. I think that's around when the plane actually crashed. And then they get to their feet. It's still jammed, so they finally run off. And then out of the smoke and craziness, Alicia appears, right? Now, I got a minute. I was a little disoriented at first and just trying to understand what was happening. But Alicia jumps out. She says, we're here to help. Don't worry, fearless. But I like Alicia. She's a little kick-ass warrior here. So she jumps in there. She starts whooping ass, right? And as we start piecing this together, we see that, I guess, the main carrier compartment for, I guess, so all the people that are in the plane, which are a lot of our friends, including John Dory, Morgan's in there, in the pilot seat. Guys, I don't even get started on this one. Althea was piloting the plane. Journalist Althea, mind you, right? Okay. And co-pilot June, the doctor, not even doctor really, she's a nurse, plane doctor, okay. Does anybody see something wrong with this, or is it just me, or am I supposed to just be buying into this shit? Because listen, I'm the one always spouting off on this show about suspension of disbelief and go with it, it's their story, but even at times I gotta be like, hold the phone, wait, what exactly are we trying to work out here? So yeah, Althea is piloting this damn plane somehow. We're gonna get back into that in just a few minutes, but as basically the two kids, Max and Dylan, get into the carrier hold of the plane, Morgan's upside down, zombie comes in, he's trying to take care of that, and we're kind of trying to get everybody back together. Luciana is also on there too, and she's got a damn pole from, some pole rod, doesn't matter from what exactly, but it kind of fell down and it went straight into her shoulder. So she is very badly wounded, screaming out, in pain, not looking good. So, again, I'm still trying to get past this whole, why are they in a plane? Why are they flying? We know none of these guys are pilots, because as soon as I saw it, I'm like, holy shit, I'm like, wait, who can fly a plane? This doesn't make any damn sense. Right? So please comment on that if you're with me on this. If you're not, maybe I'm just crazy, okay? Maybe I'm just not buying in enough, or I'm just getting too cynical these days, I guess, for my own good. So make sure you guys comment on that one. I want to know. So we find out that they're 10 to 15 miles from where they're supposed to land. Althea makes a last-minute call to Strand while she's in there on the radio, basically saying, you're going to have to go find that other plane, go and find one of my tapes. It has a guy on there that'll tell you where another plane is. You guys need to get out of here. So, not only now can Althea fly, apparently, Strand can too. And I'm sorry, who's going to co-pilot with Strand? Charlie? Hell, sure, Charlie, she's probably piloted before. She's all been, 15, 16 years old? Yeah, it makes sense. Right? Cynicism? I can't help you guys. This is just, I'm like, okay, I'm trying to get on board with this quick, but this is a hell of a rough start. So yeah, Luciana's got the steel, or whatever, aluminum pipe in her shoulder. I have Morgan Alicia do set up a pretty cool little tripwire scheme so that she put it together pretty quickly, and so that this horde of zombies will basically keep coming toward them, but it'll slow them down. It'll trip them. They can quickly take them out as they're falling. Not a terrible idea. It was actually pretty cool. Morgan and her were kicking ass in awesome freestyle mode. It was great. I was really enjoying that part. As basically all the mayhem's getting crazy, they managed to get a hacksaw or something to get rid of that aluminum pole, at least saw it so that she could be removed from the plane, right? And my wife, she couldn't buy into this one too much. She's like, oh my god, she'd be screaming like crazy every time it moved and stuff like that. And I'm like, I can't disagree. I mean, no doubt, Luciana she was trying to act portray she was hurt, and she was doing a pretty good job, but the amount of pain someone being, she probably would have passed out from the pain. And I think, honestly, they would have been better off if they just would have, because it would have been more believable, I think, on our end, but I digress. When all hell's about to basically break loose and they're finally out of the plane, they're finally ready to move her if they've bought some time, another super horde is moving in, and they get a chance because this conversion van comes through for some local lake, Waka Waka or whatever, and there's a young girl driving it. We find out that it's Max's, the young boy's older sister or whatever, or sister, either way, they're close in age. And so they're able to make it to the van. Not before, I want to call out real quick, this interesting zombie that Althea had a chance to kill. And this thing was suited up in some kind of, I don't know, bluish and black kind of cloth and with a bit of armor on it, and the face mask particularly all fully suited out in some kind of Kevlar, heavy plastic, who knows what, but some solid armor. Very interesting looking. Looked out of place more than anything. And also that sign that that Alicia fell on that said radiation zone. I was like, oh, are we in Chernobyl now? Mind you, I have Chernobyl reviews out there. If you guys haven't watched that show, go watch the show and then come check out my reviews. But either way, so yeah, those are a couple things that looked very odd about this site where they were. So they get into the van, they start driving, and the story just starts to build out of control from there in my eyes. So let's talk about this a bit. So as they drive, the young girl who's driving keeps alluding to this place isn't what it seems, it's dangerous or this or that, but she's never really getting to the heart of the story. It's always just like these little pieces. And we actually I had to go back and watch that scene again, and just how odd it was and how odd it made me feel when I was watching. I'm like, if I were there, I'd be like, what the hell are you talking about? Let's get to it, all right? Enough of this playing around. Okay, you say this area's bad. Where the hell are we? And meanwhile, while they're driving, we find out that our team, the whole reason they were in this plane and while they're flying this way, is to help somebody named Logan, a man they've never met before, they know pretty much nothing about except what they know from the radio. From the radio. The same radios that pretty much screwed everybody over in Season 4. We've gone back to that method again. God. I can't handle it. It's too much. It's too much. So they find out they've been talking on the phone. He needs help. Supposedly they're in some truck stop facility or something, surrounded by walkers. They have supplies. They just need help getting out. Okay, let's go with it. They keep driving. We get more banter about, and then the young girl who's driving says, "Yeah, we don't really know the area. We were passing through with our parents, and we got kind of stuck." She gives a look kind of over to her brother. The brother's kind of looking disconcerting off into the distance a bit, and I'm just kind of like, okay, well, clearly this is bullshit. The others can't seem to pick up on this. Maybe, I think Alicia is a little bit, but she's not really making it a deal right now. So she says, so basically Alicia finally calls her out, and I was like, thank you, Alicia, for finally getting to the damn point. She's like, you keep saying something about this. What's the problem? And they basically get him down the road, and they show him this interesting gate made out of zombies and their intestines, and there might have been a few other things, maybe a little bit of rope in there too. But yeah, it was quite the configuration. And not only that, we also had Christmas ornament zombie heads strung up in the trees. I didn't realize it was Christmas time, but apparently it was. So as odd as this scene was and in the setup, I'm still not understanding what exactly is the super threat. I mean, I see a bunch of dead zombies and probably people in the local area probably trying to keep people away. So, but again, nothing that screams, we got to get the hell out of here quick. I mean, maybe if I saw people that looked like they were in their standard clothes, just doing their thing, with arrows all in them, strung up or hung up or something like that, something that looks odd, like maybe they're taking civilians and this and that. Okay, maybe that would be the problem. Maybe that'd be a problem, but not this. I just don't see it. I'm not there yet. I'm just not there. And so, they kind of look at them. They're trying to convince each other, and they're talking about, and we hear this new term called growlers. That's what I call them the three-kid Goonie squad calls them, growlers. Okay, whatever. Mind you, I know in my Dead Nightmare series, I call them feeders. So I'm wondering if Fear the Walking Dead or Walking Dead finally use that term. Do I get to sue them? Probably not. Not to mention I don't have the money to do it, but I just made me wonder for a second. So, anyways, growlers is the new term, and so she's like, we're not going past this way. There's no way. I mean, it's not worth it. Blah blah blah. After some arguing back and forth, they finally said, okay, we're gonna take you, and this guy better be worth it. And it's like, well, that didn't take much. So this Logan character, again, we know nothing about. And plus we're trusting the three kid Goonie squad, and we don't even know what the hell they're really up to. Clearly something else is going on, right? They slice through, kill all these zombies, and then off they go through the nastiness. And so while all this is going on, we get a quick flashback to see, not a flashback, but a flash over to see what else is going on. So we see that Strand is currently with Charlie, and they're driving in Althea's big SWAT rig setup, and they're driving alongside Wendell and his sister. So they're driving together, and I guess it looks like Strand did get the message. He's trying to get the tapes together to find this plane, and they're on their mission. Again, they're away from the denim factory, and that's going to play into fact in just a little bit. We're going to talk about that one. They finally get to the truck stop, so we switch back over. So we got John, June, Althea, Morgan, Alicia. Anyways, we got that whole crew and these three kids, and they basically get to the truck stop. But nothing really looks overrun. It's just out of power at the moment, and they get inside. Alicia gets back there, finds a Jenny. She, after some time, gets it running again. Morgan immediately gets on the CB radios and starts calling for Logan, right? Just to see what the hell's going on. And then between all this, I guess June is getting ready to do a quick surgery, or I guess pole removal on Luciana, which is just going to be super excruciating. And she does a pretty good job, I must admit, the actress did, for trying to show how painful that truly was. But just before the removal is about to happen, they get into a little pissing match with the kids, particularly the older sister, because she wants to go. She doesn't want to help anybody. She doesn't want to be there. She just wants to go. And before we know it, her brother pulls his gun, by the way, the jam gun, but all the same, the gun, and pulls it on him and is like, hey, we're done with this. We're out of here. And you know what? I'm thinking, good, please leave, because you guys just look like a problem waiting to happen. And not to mention, what do you really bring to the table? I mean, other than saving them with the van, which was very useful, I will admit, but other than that, what do you bring to this table? Nothing. So, you know what? Just go. Morgan keeps trying to fight this battle, guys, for this humanity, this thing that they're trying to make up for the past, and I gotta be honest, it's starting to wear thin. I just don't really care anymore. I'm like, it's too much. It's too much, and Morgan, it never works out for you, okay? So just stop, you know. And there's a scene where Alicia and Morgan talk, and it's just on the way, actually, but they talk about, you know, trying to help people and how it's just not working out for them. And Morgan's like, no, you know, and Alicia says how it was for her mom. She did everything she could to keep them alive. And, you know, and here they are now. And then Morgan's like, yeah, and you're standing here. But for what cause? It's like, there doesn't have to be a cause, Morgan. You guys are just trying to survive the apocalypse, okay? Nobody said you guys had to go out and put your lives at risk every day for these random people. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't want to be a cutthroat. People do need help, but choose your battles. I mean, you guys are just taking on everything and anything. It doesn't make any sense. So Morgan does finally get in touch with this Logan on the CB radio, and of course it's a shitstorm. It's not what we expected. So Logan, as this guy, we see him kind of walk out, which, mind you, if you guys ever saw the remake of Dawn of the Dead, there is the guy, he was the father of the young girl. He gets bitten, and anyways, they end up I forget his name, but he ends up having to shoot him with a shotgun in one of the stores. But anyways, that's the same actor, so that was kind of cool seeing him. He's a good actor. But he has a combination. He pretty much walks straight into the denim factory. He's kind of looking around, just seeing what's going on. He sees these hats. He even puts one on. It says CNL on it. So we start getting through some of the information here. So if you guys remember Polar Bear, the guy who was dropping off all these goodie bags, pretty much saying, take what you need, leave what you don't. So he was the C, okay, as Clayton, and the L was Logan. So these two were running this outfit, or this operation at least. And it seems Logan was not on board with Clayton's ideals and trying to save others. And so basically Logan manages to walk in with his crew and take the factory back without any resistance whatsoever, because he basically told Althea, Alicia, and all them that they were in dire needs and they needed help. And while everybody was away, they walked straight in, and took the factory back. Now, mind you, this was theirs to begin with, okay? So I'm kind of in the middle of this. I'm kind of thinking to myself, Alicia, you got screwed, okay? You trusted, and you all did. And they just took back what was theirs. So I'm kind of like, I don't know if I should really feel bad for you, but because I kind of don't. But I'm trying to, because I like Alicia and our crew of survivors, and I want to believe in them. I don't know if Logan's really the bad guy yet. You know, he probably is, but we need to see more. So Alicia is pissed. She threatens and says, "I'm going to kill you when I see you." I get the passion. I understand where it's coming from. But again, it wasn't really yours to begin with. But I know you all made it yours, so I guess that's that. So Strand is still working on finding a way to get that plane to get to the others who are stranded now currently in this radiation zombie ornament death zone. So yeah, we talked about Alicia and Morgan and their conversation. What did you guys think about that conversation? I'd like to know from you guys. Who do you side with? Do you side with Alicia, who basically says, no, we need to start looking out more for ourselves, getting a really point of center, just where we can be ourselves again and just try and survive and not worry about everybody else out there that needs help? Or are you with Morgan, where he just wants to help whoever and anybody because it's a cause and it's worth fighting for and it's worth doing to make up for the past? Please let me know. I'd like to see. I vote for Alicia. I'm on Alicia's side right now. That's just where I'm at. So I'd love to hear where you guys are too. Just going back to my notes here for a second, I just said, this Morgan style, which again I feel is it's getting old, it's wearing thin on me. I think it's going to end up getting him killed more than likely. I mean, Morgan's arc, his story, I feel is starting to get kind of played out. So I hope that doesn't mean the end of him. Morgan's been a very interesting character throughout all the seasons of Walking Dead, and then even kind of porting him over to this Fear the Walking Dead. So it'll be very interesting. I wonder, is this going to backfire on Morgan, get him killed, and then Dwight kind of takes his place? It'll be interesting to see. To finish this off here, so Althea is talking to Morgan about how she wants to go back to the crash site because of that zombie. She feels there's a story here, something just not adding up. I can appreciate her investigative wills and angst or whatever like that, but why? Why? Okay. Are we past this yet? Can we just work on surviving? But it makes her an interesting character, I do realize. So without her, we don't really have a story. Okay. So she decides she wants to go back. Morgan says, no, let's wait till tomorrow. But just like Althea can't listen for shit, she pretty much sneaks off in the middle of the night. I think it was still raining, mind you. I mean, just bad situation and time to be out there, right? And in fact, I remember for sure it was raining. And so she gets out there, she finds a zombie, gets that crazy full armored helmet off of him, kills it, starts searching the body, and then finds these papers with a certain logo. The logo's, I think, it was on him, it was on the papers, so clearly something's going on in this area, right? Which the kids alluded to, but just never did tell us. And it was like, and you had so many chances to finally get into the nitty-gritty of that story, and no one ever pushed you for it again. It was just like, okay, that's cool, we'll just see you kids later. I digress again. This is just poor writing, I think, guys. I just gotta be honest. So, she finds the papers. She gets on the radio to Morgan. Morgan. She's like, Morgan, I found this, blah blah blah. And somebody comes up behind her and gets tased right in the neck. She drops like a rock with the papers and all. And it's raining. And this guy is suited up in pretty much the same armor as his buddy was. That was turned zombie. So, which I was trying to figure out how that guy turned zombie anyways, too, because it looked like he was pretty well armored, but maybe just the clothing around his body, maybe not enough. I don't know. I guess we'll get into that later. So, guys, alright, so here's my deal, okay? Was it entertaining? Yes, it was an entertaining episode. Was there strong writing like I think there's been in other seasons? I mean, I happen to really like Season 9 of The Walking Dead. I thought there was just a really solid story there. Although we did lose a lot of great characters, I still felt that it was staying pretty true to what they were trying to accomplish, okay? But right now, when we left off Season 4, and we had a lot of losses in Season 4 for Fear the Walking Dead, and they finally get to this stand-up factory, and we're kind of intrigued. Like, what is this? Is this the place where, Clayton Polar Bear was running out of, and what's inside, and this, that? We don't really get into it. It just kind of skims past it and just straights into this, we're on a plane and we're flying. So here are my top issues with this episode. I'm just going to read them off here. So, number one, the whole we can fly a plane now. So, no practice, no training, at least that we know of. I mean, even in the car ride, Althea admits, she goes, no, I'm a journalist. Didn't say actually had some practice way back in the day. Nothing. No context whatsoever. And June, she says, yeah, and I'm a nurse, but I was co-pilot. And anyways, and I remember Althea said something about how she wasn't supposed to be the only one behind the wheel of the plane, but again, what does that mean? So, and if you're saying, well, Mike, wait, we have more to see, agreed. I just think it's a poor setup, guys. It just doesn't feel right. It's so segmented. It's just weird. The older Goonie sisters, I'm calling her, basically never revealing the danger in the area. Why did no one ever press for this? I mean, if they were saying that just seeing that intestine roped off zombie gate and all the heads up there, I mean, was that it? If it wasn't enough. Not from what we've seen in all the previous seasons. It's just not enough to be like, oh shit, you're right, we better get the hell out of here. Nothing. and it's not convincing to Morgan or any of them, and it sure as hell wasn't convincing to us. So, again, take that as you will. Would you guys have been scared? I asked you, the audience. Would you have been scared and been like, yeah, we got to get out of here ASAP? Or you've been like, well, we have a mission. We got to go get our mission done. You'd probably stick to the mission. Okay? I don't know. Rookie mistakes during this episode. Kind of like what I was feeling towards the end of Season 4. Just continuity and just little things. And trusting every random person. Okay, and I go back to this. Season 4, Crazy Martha. Anybody remember her? I know I did. I forgot her name for half a second. But as soon as I saw her face and I was like, Martha. I got it. So I remembered her name, and I remember the crazy things she did. And I thought she was a pretty sick and twisted character. But again, you trusted her, and she screwed up a lot of things in Season 4. And you guys are right back at it on the walkie-talkies, trusted people again? Holy crap, guys. I can't. And then Luciana's surgery, again, that's a small thing, but I think they could have done other simple things to make it look more intense and not look so just kind of like, I don't know, like it's an ER drama or something like that. It's just weird. So, everybody, I'd love to hear what you think about the episode. If you're waiting for the number, here it is. My number for this episode, I thought about it before I did this. It's 6.5. It's pretty low. I mean, I call this an okay episode. For premiere, I think it's pretty weak. Okay, so I mean, this premiere is supposed to get us re-engaged and get us back on board. I mean, I get that there's going to be some kind of showdown, I guess, back at the denim factory now that Logan's taken over, but I just don't quite understand how serious the situation is. Obviously, they'll build on it, but again, I think there was some poor writing and I don't want to say full direction, but just this is a weird one. And I'm not usually like this on premieres, guys. I'm usually all on board. Usually it's solid. This one didn't feel like it. So I'd love to hear about what you guys thought about this. Am I wrong? Did you guys get right back into this and feel that you're just on board, ready to rock and roll? Or are you just kind of like, I'm not exactly sure what the hell to think about this one? Not the hell, what the hell's going on, but what the hell to think. I mean, it's like, are you buying into this story? So that's that for now. Just so you know, what Chernobyl's finishing up tomorrow night. If you guys have not checked out this series on HBO, it is an awesome drama/horror. The way it's filmed, fully directed, just some of the best cinematography, and just a great story with some history mixed in. It's not a documentary, but it does have a lot of great facts that you can tie back to the true events of the Chernobyl incident that happened in 1986. So if you haven't had a chance to do it, check it out. You can check out my reviews if you like. They're on the channel, Z-Man Show. Follow me on Twitter at Shillin128. Also Instagram, Shillin128. And guys, I will see you at the next Fear the Walking Dead review. See ya.